good to go.
Hi there, welcome to BSF Recovery Team. Well, it's Saturday morning down here at the Minnesota Go Force Total Off-Road Rally, and we got our first recovery. We're heading out to a hill called Whiplash. It's out on the Blue Trail. Something about a full-size truck stuck in the mud and dead battery. So we'll see if we can go get them out of them. Is that the rotators?
Okay, they are fine.
You're not even locked in, are you?
Can we sneak through, guys?
Say again, Chris. We're doing a recovery on the way in.
I'm out at the entrance and you're breaking up a little bit, just FYI. So I don't know where you guys are, but I'm on the entrance into the park.
10-4, we're going out on the trail for a recovery, Chris. Can you hear me? Chris, we're going in for a recovery.
Little traffic jam here. The obstacle's right up ahead. They're going to get some traffic. Trail guides are going to get some traffic moved out of the way for us so we can get to the truck.
Shackles. So instead of using the time it takes to screw a shackle, we just throw soft shackles on the mirrors and then can pull a shackle quick.
Yeah, if you can pull up just a little bit, you can pull into the obstacle if you want.
Hold that for a second. Hold it steady. I gotta get the camera. Alright, perfect.
I think we're gonna get them out the side.
I'm following the wrecker. Thanks.
Yeah, move them all up, and I'm going to come in the side over there. You can park right up there, Blake.
Well, we found the truck that we were sent out after. It was a Chevy Truggy, actually, and it didn't really have a dead battery. It had a bad fuel pump. And it really wasn't stuck in a mud hole. It was actually halfway up a hill called Whiplash. The Truggy was built with full hydraulic steering, so without the engine running, it was very difficult to steer the vehicle. That's why they called for the wrecker. On my first assessment of the situation, I thought we could just hook the boom cable to the front of the Truggy and pull it up out of the hole onto the flat ground where we could put the sling on it. Now I know it's really not a good idea to try and pull a truck from the boom cable. As you can see, it makes the front of the tow truck very, very light. But I really thought that Truggy would roll up out of that hole fairly easy. What I didn't notice was a big rock that the passenger rear tire of the Truggy was getting hooked on. So it became very obvious that we were going to have to try something else. But at this point, I still didn't realize the tire was getting hooked on the rock, and I thought the wrecker would be able to pull the Truggy up out of the hole fairly easily. So we switched to a strap and figured we'd just flat tow it up onto the flat where we could put the sling on. If you notice, at the same time I'm trying to pull the Truggy up out of the hole, I'm also trying to fit between two trees. And we were on a side slope, so every time I got to the end of the strap, the front of the wrecker would slide down the hill right towards that tree. Even with the new front locker turned on, we still just didn't quite have enough traction to roll that Truggy up over that rock it was hooked on and onto the flat ground.
Well, we can do that, or I can pull forward and winch him, one of the two.
My next thought was, we'll just have Blake back up the Gladiator and give us a little help. So we did just that, and put a strap between the front of the wrecker and the Gladiator. But yet again, that plan was another fail. We just couldn't get enough traction on that side slope and stay off of the tree.
No.
So I finally gave in and did what I should have probably done to start with, and that is park the wrecker, run the winch cable out, and drag the Truggy up out of the hole with the cable. Winching takes a little longer, but I probably should have started with that to begin with. And with the Truggy now up out of the hole, we could finally put it on the hook and drag him back to camp. Remember, the Truggy has full hydraulic steering, and without the engine running, it's very difficult to maneuver through the woods. That's what makes the wrecker so popular at busy events like these. But let me tell you, even with the ability of the off-road wrecker to pick up the front end of a broken truck and help maneuver it through the woods, it's still not as easy as it looks, as you'll see here in a few minutes. With the front end of the Truggy now on the hook, it was time to try and maneuver back onto the main trail and see if we could get him back to camp.
Really?
But we still had some tight trees to get through and some washouts to negotiate at the same time. What's hard to see here in the video is we're trying to make a pretty sharp corner around a tree, and the right side of the wrecker is riding very high on a bank and tipping the wrecker quite a bit to the left. So we backed up a little bit to get the wrecker a little more centered in the trail and not tip so much to the left. But that maneuver also cut the corner a little bit shorter, and guess what? The rear tire of the Truggy hooked that tree. Now we're in a little bit of a situation. It's going to take some real careful maneuvering to get through here. Well, we finally did get through, but not without rubbing the side of the Truggy on the tree a little bit. But we're on the main trail now. Things should get a little bit easier.
Wrecker's coming.
Except for the fact that when we came up over that hump, we grounded out the front of the Truggy a little bit, and one side of the sling came unhooked. But that's why when we're towing out here in the woods, we aren't trying to win any races. It's a little bit different than when you're towing down the pavement. It didn't take us long to get the Truggy back on the hook, and then we were on the move again.
Almost out of the woods now. Just a short run back to camp. Well, we got him out of the woods. Little body damage in the process.
Yeah, I've talked to
Just
this
couldn't get between them
lady,
trees.
you know, I said,
The wrecker was
you got to
sliding
go
down the
leave
hill
and
as we
look
were trying to
around.
make a corner. So, but anyway, we got him out of the woods. Thanks for watching, BSF Recovery Team. Keep wheeling, be safe out there, and maybe we'll see you in the woods.